Thank you for listening to Depictions Media Radio. Welcome back, everyone. I'm here today with Kirsten Bloomquist, and Kirsten has served top coaches, business leaders, entrepreneurs, doctors, professional athletes, celebrity figures, and the mega rich. She combines human behavior with human potential to explore their inner power and live up to their full potential, and use it to create more happiness and balance and fulfillment in their lives. So that's a lot of words. And what does all that really mean to you, Kirsten? Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Michael. Honestly, it's about discovering who you really are and living up to your fullest. So living each day, feeling happy and feeling fulfilled. That's the most important thing. That's what we're all chasing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's this little word called purpose that we all seem to chase after, right? So, no, I remember meeting you like a number of years ago, and you were writing a book, and you actually have published that book. What was the name of the book?
My book is called Power Now: The Art of Getting What You Want, How to Master Your Mind and Love Your Life.
Awesome. So, how did you discover that you had this ability to help people find that power inside of them?
That's a great question. It was really by mistake. It happened by me wanting to help myself, and I had a binge eating disorder at the time and was feeling depressed and just unfulfilled with my life. But I felt deep down that I was capable of achieving more if I just knew how to direct myself towards a purpose. So I ended up hearing about hypnotherapy, and I tried out a few sessions for myself, and it was so fascinating. I ended up going to school for it, just purely, again, to help myself. And I wasn't a big believer in the power of the mind from the beginning, to be honest. But I started practicing on friends and family, and they were getting really big, impressive results, and they started telling their friends and their family. And I just kept applying everything that I was learning on myself and was able to change massive behavioral patterns for myself and to get better results and change my life. And then seeing these same changes occurring for my clients. So it really turned me into a big believer in the power of the mind. And I just realized, I had that skill to understand people and to help them find their power within and to apply it to their own lives and get results.
Awesome. So, along with today, you brought with you 5 tips to help people find that inner power and that inner happiness, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So why don't we start off with tip number 1, and then we'll do the countdown from there.
Do the countdown from there. Okay.
Yeah.
So the first thing that I talk about is connecting to your power, and this can really be it can be meditation, it can be self-hypnosis. But you want to find a way where you can connect to your power and connect to the things that you want. So your goals, your vision, your purpose. Mm-hmm. So every day you want to start with something to connect to the things that you want and to connect to your inner power. And like I said, that can be meditation, that can be self-hypnosis. Exercise is really great too. It's just something that alters your state and puts you into that creative mode where you feel like, oh yes, I can really feel it. I can embody the things that I want. So that's the first thing, is find something to help you connect to your power, connect to the things you want.
Okay, connect. You make it sound like to being a former athlete, that thing that we used to call the zone.
Yes. That's exactly it, Michael. Yes, the zone. So when you're in a state of trance, that is when you're in the zone. It's the same thing. It's this heightened state of awareness where your mind is super focused on one thing, and it's almost as if when you have your computer open and you have all these tabs open and it slows down the computer, it's as if you can close down all those tabs and just have one open. And so that's what you're doing to your mind, is you're getting in the zone. It's as if time slows down, you know the right things to say, the right things to do, you have ideas coming into your mind, you feel confident, you are fully in the moment.
Cool. Okay, so step number 1, connect. What would step number 2 be?
Clear. So this is where you want to, once you know what it is that you want to clear away the obstacles. So this could be, sometimes we have unhealthy habits, or we have lack of self-confidence, we have stress and overwhelm, we have all these things that are holding us back. We need to figure out what is holding us back from being where we want to be, and we need to clear that away.
Okay. So clear the clutter, more like a mindful spring cleaning, right?
Yes. So think of it as spring cleaning for removing patterns. We all know there's patterns in our lives that maybe are not as beneficial to us as we want, right? It could be that we have negative thinking, or it could be that we are very doubtful of ourselves. We have limiting beliefs. So clearing away these limitations, these mental limitations, and leaving a room to create the beliefs that you want.
Okay. So, step number 3.
Step number 3, well, I just said the word, create. So once you've connected to your power and you've connected to your vision, then you clear away the obstacles. Then the third step is create. Create what you want and create new patterns, new beliefs. And this could be affirmations. This could be new habits like exercising every day, right? But this is why step number 2 is so important, because if we don't clear away the limiting beliefs or the internal conflict or the negative habits, then it makes it very difficult to create what we want. And it's as if you're just piling things on top of each other, and then we start to get stressed and overwhelmed. So
right.
Once you've cleared these things away, you have room to create the vision that you want and to create the new habits and actions that you want to create new results.
Awesome. So how do we do, so from there we move into step 4, right?
Yes. So step number 4 really is about going through your day and having some sort of purpose to your day. So even if you don't know your major purpose in life, it's connecting to a purpose. And again, that ties into your goal that you have. Having a goal is going to give you a sense of purpose, and purpose is almost on its own, it's a sense of power, that when you have that purpose to your day, even if it's something small, having that purpose really can help you to move forward and to be able to put yourself out there and take bigger risks and to feel better and to feel like what you're doing really matters. So we need to have that meaning, that purpose in our day in order to have fulfillment.
Right. So that goal or purpose of the day could be anything it needs to be to help you move forward, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Something to keep your mind occupied, because if you are aware, with COVID, we had all these restrictions and a lot of people staying home, and in theory, this sounds like a great idea to have so much spare time, But a lot of people started to, their mind would take over in a negative way, and they would be filled with fear and doubt and worry, and then their mind is going down a negative spiral. So we need to give our mind direction with our time, otherwise that negativity can easily take over. So once we give it a positive direction, that helps to steer us down the right path.
Right. Okay. So, direction and goals and everything are very important to help keep us focused.
Yes, absolutely. And like I said, it doesn't so much matter the size of the goal. It matters that we start with a goal, and we can always increase it from there.
Right. Okay. Number 5.
And this is a very powerful one. So gratitude. We want to develop the habit of gratitude and stopping and pausing and reflecting upon the things that we are grateful for. And we want to really tap into that feeling of gratitude. So we can make a list of the things we're grateful for, but we want to tap in the feeling of being grateful. And the reason why we want to do that is because your subconscious mind is the feeling mind, and that's 95% of your mind. So you want to put your mind into that state of gratitude. And when you're in this positive state, it's going to shift your thoughts, it's going to shift your emotions and your behaviors. So therefore, it will shift your results. So we could start the day and we could be thinking about all the things we have to do, the bills we have to pay, stress and worry. And that's obviously going to put us into a negative spiral. But we can stop and we can shift and start to think of the things we're grateful for, and that can start to put us in a positive spiral. So that will be 2 different outcomes to the day.
Right. Okay, because so many people, they wake up and they're like, oh my God, I got to find the money to make the car payment, pay the mortgage, the rent, all that sort of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Would a good way to turn that around be like that? I'm grateful that I have the responsibility of having to pay the car payment or the rent, and that puts us back into the. It's still the same thing, but a different twist on how we're looking at it.
You shift your perspective. So there's a lot of people who talk about money mindset, and they say being grateful that you have the money in your account to pay your bills. You can also look at it as the sense, well, unfortunately, we do have bills to pay, right? So we can either complain about it, or we can shift our perspective and say, well, what can I do about it? How instead of focusing on the lack of money in our bank accounts, we can focus on, well, what can I do to create another stream of income? What can I do to create a larger cash flow, right? So instead of focusing on the problem, we can shift our mind to focus on solution. And that really starts by focusing on, well, what do I have? Yeah, we have a car that we have to make a payment on. So a lot of people don't have a car. It's nice to stop and think, wow, I get to drive this car. I have this car that I have, right? I'm grateful for that. And it can even be just the simple things of being grateful. I've got a roof over my head. I have clothes I can wear. I woke up this morning. Like, that in itself is a beautiful thing to think, wow, I'm so grateful I woke up this morning and I get another chance at achieving my goals.
Right. That is a very important place to start, because if you don't wake up, yeah. I mean, I'm poking fun at it, but it's very serious that when you focus on the little things, right, that the bigger things start to fall in place. When you're grateful for those smaller things, the bigger things start to line up for you, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So you've come to gratitude at our year of gratitude. I'm trying to start a movement that this is our year of gratitude, 2021.
Yeah,
so.
I would say that's a good year to be grateful after. I think COVID kind of was a wake-up call, and the difficulty of that caused people to stop and reflect and focus on what they have instead of what they don't have. And 2021 is a good year to continue practicing that, of course, and to expand upon it, to act now with that gratitude, to act with these new lessons and new perspectives that we got from last year so that we can improve upon this year.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree with that. So let me ask a couple more questions about you. We've gone through the 5 tips, and it looks like because they're also in your book, right?
Yes.
These steps are also in your book. So you had a chance to really think about each step and what it means to you. But I want to focus on the gratitude. What is it that you're so grateful for that it wakes you up in the morning and it drives you to move forward?
Oh, I like this question, Michael. That's very nice. It's the same for me. So when I wake up in the morning, my natural tendency, to be honest, I'm not a morning person. So my mind, when I wake up, is in a natural state, and then it becomes my responsibility to shift it into a positive state. So I wake up and I think of the things that I'm grateful for. I think of the happy memories that I've had, being able to travel, spend time with friends and family. That's really my biggest blessing, is that I have such amazing people in my life, and I worked really hard to find these people, and it's such a blessing to have them. So I think of them and how grateful I am, and I think of the fact, I have my health, and I woke up, and I live in a beautiful area. There's really so much to be grateful for, that I get another chance to improve myself today, and you never know what the day will bring.
Yeah, that is true. We never know what the day will bring, and being grateful for that day. I usually find it brings like something usually happens that is like really off the charts wonderful. So,
yeah.
How do you stay focused on your goals, and do you have a goal of how many people that you really want to help, maybe in a day, a week, or a time frame?
That's a good question. So to answer the first part, how do I stay focused? I'm finding really the major piece in staying focused for me is accountability. So not leaving it all up to my own minds, but having other people in on it, and knowing that I need to, at the end of the day, be accountable to myself, but having these other people that are watching, it helps me to want to be accountable. So for instance, the month of December, I did a cold water challenge where every single day I was jumping into the cold lake. And, December in this area is cold and wet and dark, and we had snowstorms, we had power outages, like it was raining all the time. So it's the most unpleasant time to go for a swim in the lake. But I put my goal out there, and I stated it on social media, and I started filming it and showing up every day. And really just the fact that I had put my goal out there and I told people, I made myself be accountable to my word like that. And I knew that people were watching, and people were curious to see what's going to happen. Am I going to follow through until the end? And especially with all this crazy weather. And it was really fun to be a part of that and to document that process. Like I said, I have it documented, and other people got to experience it along with me, and I got so many people reaching out saying that I inspired them, and it was people from all over the world being inspired by this. So it was just a little experiment. So accountability is really, really a big thing, and responsibility, right? Being responsible for what you want. Mm-hmm. What was the second part of your question?
Oh, you more than answered every part of that question. That was really cool. When you said that you jump in the cold lake for a swim, it's like, you sailed off into answering all the questions.
Okay, good.
I do. My wife and we do actually have about a 6-hour outside exercise regimen that we start from about maybe 1 a.m. until about 7 a.m.
Wow.
So it takes discipline to do this, right? Because you got to
Yes.
get up.
Yes.
And of course, we know that at 1 a.m., no matter where you are in the world, generally it is dark.
Yeah.
So you're waking yourself up. But by the time we're done, my wife, she has a hairstyling salon, and she's doing really well with it. And of course, our internet radio station. It's like when we found that we found other ways to discipline ourselves to focus on what we needed for our businesses and for our lives together, right? So yeah.
And discipline is so crucial, really it is. And you notice once you develop this habit of self-discipline that you start to really feel better. So the main benefit that I noticed of this cold water plunges every day was developing the habit of conquering my mind, starting the day with that win where you're doing it no matter what. And your mind can come up with all these excuses, but when you overcome your mind and you push yourself into this discomfort and you face this discomfort, there's so much rewards on the other side of that people have yet to experience and tap into, because we're always trying to take the easier route or take the more comfortable path. And that's just a default of the mind, is that the mind wants to take the path of least resistance. But when we can push through that and realize it becomes a muscle, that you can discipline yourself, you can push through discomfort and face your fears, and then you start to experience just tremendous rewards on the other side of that.
Yeah. Okay. So we're starting to run out of time. So I want to get the best ways to find you, your website, and social media, and just the best ways to find you and work with you.
Absolutely. So you can reach out to me on my website, which is www.feelingpowerful.com. And the link for my social media handle on Instagram is @feeling.powerful. That's also on my website. You can see it there. And feel free to connect with me, reach out to me, and say hi.
Great. It was good to see you again. And your email box always fills me with lots of really cool advice and everything. So make sure you do subscribe to Kirsten's website, because she always has wonderful tips to pop into your email address to help keep you focused, motivated, and on your road to success. So thank you again, Kirsten, for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me here, Michael. I really appreciate it.
Okay. And thank you, everybody, for listening, and bye for now. This show has been produced by Depictions Media. Please contact us at depictions.media for more information.